Now we're going to show everybody how to wet sand some fresh clear. It was sprayed with the Harbor Freight purple kind, but there is a little bit of orange peel to it, as you can see. That's been sanded with 1500 grit. We got some 1500 grit, 2000 grit, 3000 grit Trizac from 3M, and we've got us a chamois there, sheepskin, kind of help us along with soaking up water, dripping on our pad. And I've got my daughter Destiny watching and videoing today for us. So we're going to do a little demonstration here of a little bit of each, and maybe you guys can get the idea out of it. And here is Destiny, the camera woman.
I heard that.
Don't drop my phone in that bucket, Bear.
Well, maybe I won't.
And I got a foam pad on the 1500 grit paper. You just wrap it around your foam there. Try to keep it as flat as possible. And get you some water. And basically that's no sanding done on this. That's why it's so shiny there. We've started sanding here. Basically when you get done with the 1500 grit, you can leave a little bit of orange peel like this. I wouldn't recommend, quite going clean gone orange peel. I mean, you could polish the 1500 grit out with some Meguiar's, but I'd recommend going back over the 1500 with 2000 grit, and then over the 2000 grit, once you get done with it, taking out the 1500 grit scratches, you go over it with 3000 Trizac, and then you can polish it out after the 3000 Trizac. But you take a little bit of water, get your surface wet, and a lot of guys say not to go in circles, but I've done this whole truck by doing this, and it came out decent. So that's what I'm going to continue. And you want to stay away from your edges, because you will burn right through the edges with your sandpaper. The edges are like these parts here, this part here, your edges here, your edges all the edges basically, all this. Stay away from them. Get up to them, of course, as best you can, but stay away from them. I mean, you can ride your sandpaper, just don't push very hard. I'm not pushing at all. I'm just letting the weight, basically the sandpaper will suction like that with the water, and I'm not really pushing at all. So, but basically you go through there, do all that really lightly, and it's not going to hurt to go back and forth like that, but make sure you keep plenty of water. Plenty of water. If it starts catching a grip with that sandpaper as you're sanding, you want to add more water. You don't have enough water. So, but basically, just be really careful. You don't want to sand through, because if you sand through and get to your color, then you've got to rebase and re-clear, and that's just a headache. So I'd rather leave a little bit of orange peel than burn through. You just go through there like that, and basically that's it. And then how I help check it, you want to check it quite often. I mean, you don't want to sand off more than you have to. You want to keep checking it. But I take my sheepskin, wring it out, wipe across like that, and just I blow on it. You can get an air compressor if you want. And as you see, you really don't want to sand too much more up in here, because we're going to start getting into the color, and we do not want to get into the color. So, and of course I've painted this truck outside, so we've got dirt spots. I'll work my best on those. But for now we're going to end the video, and we'll be back with another one.